Namaste. I'm Jyoti, founder, director of Ajanta Vihara Institute of Spiritual Sciences. Today, as a part of energy updates for full moon, I want to share certain insights with you. First, most importantly, why full moon is important. Second, how you can utilize these energies to charge yourself. And third, why it is so important for our cleansing. And fourth, of course, is the manifestation, how you can manifest during the full moon period. Full moon has 7 days prior and 7 days post period, which is known as the waxing period. These 7 days prior and 7 days post are also very, very important because energies are rising. Now, what happens on full moon is the sun, moon, and earth, they are on the same axis. So, gravitational force that impacts the earth from sun and moon is really, really strong. And that's the reason the water gets affected. Logically, also, if you were not to believe in the mystical aspect of full moon, logically also we are made up of water, from 62 to 84% water, but in phase 4 state we are about 96% water. Even if you were to say that we are 78, we are still quite a lot of water. Our brain is 70% water. Water is a good conductor of energy. Imagine when you have such a force being impacted onto the water and outside environment is getting affected, internally also will be experiencing the same tide situation, right? The high tide. And that is a reason a lot of people experience very high energy around full moon, on full moon, and after full moon also for a few days. Some can experience till 7 days. Moods shift, people experience a lot of lightness or a lot of happiness. Some people just kind of go into extremes, and some people also feel very disturbed, like restless, anxious. It all depends on how much of inner work you're doing, how much of cleansing you allow yourself to be. When I say cleansing, I don't mean only physical body cleaning. I don't mean the cleansing of body through detoxification, but I also mean emotional cleansing. How much of emotional cleansing do you do? Emotions are important because emotions are energy. And if you're not allowing stagnant energy to be released from your body, you're not allowing new energy to come in, right? That energy, that stagnant energy gets stuck inside. And when it gets stuck inside, it is going to hamper your circulation of energy. Your prana gets impacted. So it's very, very important for us to keep doing these time to time cleansing. Don't we go for detoxification? Don't we go for exercise so that we release, all our stress through sweat? Don't we go for Ayurveda detoxification or any other, detoxification process? A lot of us do it through Reiki. A lot of us do it through various kind of techniques and methods, including meditation, including chants. So there are different ways of cleansing oneself. There's different ways of allowing our water not to get polluted with the waste energy, with toxic energy, with stagnant energy, with negativity. All that comes from our thoughts. Our thoughts are the one that create a lot of waste energy. This frontal lobe is 40% of our total brain. Our brain is about 70 to 71% water. So you can imagine this area, it can carry so much of polluted water, can carry so much of toxic water, and that needs to be released. And this whole comes down because your third eye is connected to your sacral chakra, which is 2 inches below your navel, and so this whole starts to come down and is thrown out through your anus or through your urinary tract. It's all released as waste, as solid waste, as liquid waste, or from your body, as a sweat. or sometimes even as gas and heat it comes out. So all that toxic waste comes out of our body in different ways. Now, during the full moon time, especially on the full moon, you can imagine the water is so active, so charged. So your efforts are less. You can do your cleansing much faster and much easier. So on this full moon night, try doing that. Try initiating some cleansing for yourself. If you are a practitioner of meditation, you'll understand what I'm sharing with you, because I'm sure you've already experienced it. If you are a practitioner of energy or any kind of mystical practices, then also I'm sure you have experienced various benefits of full moon. If you are a complete non-believer, if you are a person of science, then also I'm sure you will understand this logic that uh, if we are water, we are also going to experience that tight situation inside as our environment outside experiences, as all the water bodies of the world experience. So logically also, I think somewhere we are getting impacted, and you know, there is no harm in cleaning our water. There's no harm in cleansing ourselves up. So either you can go for a general cleansing of the body, and how you do it is you can do deep breathing. I always in my videos encourage everyone to do deep breathing. If you want to know how breathing has to be done, you can look at some of my podcasts on YouTube, where I have shown various techniques of breathing, deep breathing, shown as in it's an audio, so you can hear it and you can do it, but it's quite clear. In case you want to do a quick thing while right now listening to my video, just allow yourself to breathe in deep. Your breath should come from your lower tummy, like you will feel the pressure, the vibrations there. So breathe in deep and hold your breath. Holding the breath is very important. Why? Because when you hold the breath, see, when you breathe in, it's the message that is going to the body from the mind that you are breathing life in, because every breath is life, right? So automatically by default, that's the message that is going in your water. That's the thought energy that's circulating in your energy body, that's going inside your body continuously, right? And every time you take that breath in, and the message goes, oh, you're living, there is life coming in. And when you hold that thought, then that thought starts to gain more momentum, right? Because you are holding your breath and you're allowing this thought to be held here, right? And now this is your heart chakra. And next to heart chakra is the seat of your chi. So this thought is going into your heart chakra and expanding your heart chakra, activating your heart chakra. And when it activates your heart chakra, by default, other chakras will start to get activated, because top three chakras and the bottom three chakras are connected to your heart chakra. And your heart chakra is directly pumping energy into your prana shakti, because it is next to the seat of prana. So all external prana, all energy or light has to pass through your heart chakra and then pumped into your seat of prana shakti. So this thought energy that you are breathing in, which is, life is coming in, goes through your heart chakra, activates it, thus activates all the chakras and align these chakras to your heart chakra, and goes directly into your prana shakti and integrates with your prana shakti. Just one single breath, and when you hold it. So holding is very important. If you can hold it longer, it is going to, of course, be a stronger integration, and your chakras get more time to come into an alignment. So try to increase the duration of your hold. When you're not able to hold is when you contract your stomach, and very, very slowly you release. So if inhalation is done on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, exhalation will be done on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's how you have to do. You don't have to count it. This is just for your understanding. Now, one thing that you can do is when you're holding, automatically your chakras are receiving this message, oh, life has come in, oh, I am living. That in itself gives happiness. Each of your cellular memory is receiving this message that life has come in. Life coming in means celebration. Now, life can come in and it needs to get stored into your cellular memory. Now, imagine a house, right? It already has an occupant. So if a new occupant has to come in, that old occupant has to leave. It's the same way with your cellular memory, each of your cell, because each cell is a storage sac. So if you are getting that life in and it's going into your cellular memory through your prana, because once it's integrated with your prana, it will travel to each and every cell of yours. So when it goes into the cellular memory, it needs space to sit in. And that is why it is important to release the stagnant energy. So if you're taking the life in, allow all the stagnant energy to leave you. So when you exhale, when you breathe out, just say, I am allowing all redundant energy, all stagnant energy to be released from my cellular memory. So you can just say exhaling the life in, inhaling the life in and exhaling all the stagnant energy out. This you can do it 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, as much as you want, and as many times in a day as you want to do it. I mean, don't overdo it like, okay, I'm going to do 20 one day, and then one day you'll realize that you are not, you're so tired, exhausted, or bored, that you don't want to do it more than once. So, breathing is very important. And if you allow yourself um, to at least do your breathing during full moon, as I said, 7 days prior, 7 days post, or even a day prior, 2 days prior, or even on full moon, you can benefit, a little bit from the energy, your energy of your environment, which is so charged. So allow yourself that, and that is where your charging happens of your prana, activation of your chakras happen, and disintegration of your stagnant energy happens, and integration of a new prana to your internal prana happens. This new prana is the external prana that you're getting from the moonlight, from your environment, from various elements, because water is also very charged in the environment that day. So imagine, and of course, your gravitational force is impacted because all these three are on the same axis. So there's so much you're benefiting, just by doing your breathing. So do your breathing, and once you have done it, maybe say 10 counts to start with, or 15 or 20. I think between 10 to 20 is a good number if you're doing it for the first time. Do that, and then allow yourself to breathe normally. Right now, once you're breathing normally, start to identify. This is your normal breath. Close your eyes, or maybe keep your eyes open. Take paper and pen, or your phone in your notes, and actually start to identify the emotions you're feeling in that moment after your breathing is done. Not prior, but after your breathing is done. Why after and not prior? Because if the thought you had before you did your breathing is not there after doing your breathing, that means it has already started to disintegrate. Which means all that you have to do is keep breathing, and that thought's going to disintegrate. Your subconscious mind, your energy body has already started to disconnect, detach from that particular thought, so it has started to disintegrate. The body has already started to flush it out because it is no more getting a signal from your mind that it is important to be stored inside. But the thoughts that are there even after the breathing are the important thoughts, because these thoughts can be an extension of your frozen trauma. These thoughts are something that hold a lot of priority in your subconscious. These thoughts are something that you're holding on to consciously because you're not able to heal, or these thoughts are there as a part of your ego. So then it's important for you to write these down or reflect upon these. You know, maybe you don't want to write down, you want to just have it in your mind, then entirely your choice. But I do feel writing helps, because then you can, understand where does it fit in. Is it part of my ego? Is it part of my frozen trauma? Is it something that I'm identifying as an emotion, but I don't know what the source, the cause of it is. So make those notes, whether these are mental notes or written notes or voice notes or in your phone. And if there are too many, maybe you can pick up one or two, and then you can pick up one every day, because your full moon energies are going to be there in the waxing period also. Very powerful for the next 3 days from full moon, but still you can continue to do your cleansing process. So identify maybe one thought or two thought, and you can keep note of rest of the thoughts and do it every day, or you can carry it forward to the next next full moon. So pick up the one that you feel has your priority, has your attention, in terms of wanting to let go, in terms of it causing a lot of trauma energy inside you, a lot of energy of suffering inside you. No matter what you try, you're not able to disconnect with the pain that it is causing you. And once you've identified it, that's when you once again start your deep breathing. And this time you focus on that and say, whatever suffering, this emotion, this thought, this incident, this person, whatever it is, whatever you've identified is causing, I want it to disintegrate. I want this energy of suffering to leave my cellular body. I want the water in my body to disintegrate this and release it from my body. So you can actually start talking to the water in your body. Trust me, every part of your body listens to you. Your bones listen to you. Your muscles listen to you. Your skin listens to you. Each and every cell in your body is listening to you. So just start talking to each part, each body, each cell, each atom in your body. You might not have seen atom, but trust me, every bit of your body is listening to you. So talk to your body and actually give the command to each and every cell in your body to release this energy of suffering. Now, if you're finding it difficult to just talk to yourself like that, then take your mirror, take your phone, switch on the camera, look at yourself, make that eye contact, and then tell yourself. Because when you're looking at yourself, it's a more tangible reality for you. If you're still not able to do it, then take a glass of water. Take that glass of water and take a glass of water and then start to talk to this water and say, look, I want you. I extend my gratitude and love to you, and I receive the same from you. I know for a lot of you, this is going to be very difficult, especially if you are a science person, a logical person, and do not believe in the weird stuff, the energy stuff. Maybe for full moon, you can keep that belief system aside, you can keep all those doubts aside. It's just a single day, and that also just a few minutes. But if you're not able to do it, look around, go and read some stuff on what happens to water bodies on full moon. And when you will see all those images and all those videos, you would realize how water is reacting, is responding to full moon energies, right? Because it's not only moon, it's moon, sun, earth, all three on the same axis. So you can imagine the powerful energy flow that is happening, and that is also a kind of prana that's coming. So for sure, when you look at it, somewhere you will understand how this water is already in a charged state. So all that you're doing is you are putting an affirmation into it. You are just telling this water what it has to carry inside. So talk to this water. When you're talking, there are certain vibrations that are coming, sound vibration, right? So don't go on the language. You're talking. but there is a vibration that's happening. There are these sound waves that are traveling into the water, and we all know that sound waves can travel long distances. I mean, take example of whales, take examples of those huge blue whales, who are able to send their vibrations to such distances without us even hearing about it. So water carries vibrations, and carries vibrations for a very long time and to a greater depth. So this water on full moon is already charged, already impacted by what's happening in the environment, and in a good way, right? It's in a good way. So talk to this water and tell this water that, please, whatever affirmation you want, cleansing, put that into it. You want love for yourself, put that into it. I love myself, and I want to be loved, and I want to feel all the love. I want to feel all the nurture and care. And I believe I'm worthy of all this love. And I want myself, my energy field, to get aligned to all the love that is there for me to receive and give. So there you go. You've done the affirmation. You want to do it once, twice, thrice, as many times as you want. Do it. And for example, if you want to heal from some particular sickness, sure, put it out there. But believing is important, right? So that's why I said for these 20, 30 minutes, believe. Choose to believe. We believe in so many things that other people say. We believe in so many negative things that people say. Isn't it? Somebody comes and says something about the other person which is negative, or that person said negative about you, we quickly believe it, right? We don't have any proof, but we still believe it. So why is it so difficult to believe in something that anyway is going to help us in a positive manner, right? So allow yourself to believe. It's very difficult to believe in positive things, It's very, very easy for us to believe in negative things. It's very easy for us to believe in rumors. It's very easy for us to allow the voices in our head, voices all around us. Full moon is the time to cleanse all those voices. Full moon is the time to let go of all that negativity you're holding on to because you chose to believe in it. You don't have any proof. Somewhere deep down, maybe it's not true. Maybe that, whatever you're hearing about that person maybe is not true. That situation is not true. But you still choose to believe because it's easier to be in a fear space. Everything around us is in a fear space. So today is the day for you to allow, higher frequency energies because water is already charged. So you can move away from those low 17, 18 hertz fear frequency and go really high, as high as 400, 500, 600, 700 hertz frequency energy because water is already charged today so much. So put your thoughts into the water. Let the sound waves carry this water. Some of you, in fact, if you're very energy sensitive and you've been practicing meditation, and some of you might not be even practicing meditation or any kind of other practices which help you to connect with your energy body, still will be able to feel the vibration in the water. Many of you might be able to feel if you put your, hand like this, you'll be able to feel it. Some of you might be able to see it also. Trust me, water does start vibrating with the sound that you put into it. I mean, you must have seen that if there's a drum playing or there's a music playing, the wine in your glass or the water in your glass starts to vibrate with that, right? It's the same thing here. It's your thought. Thought is energy. Every energy is a reality in itself. Every thought is a reality in itself. So put a positive thought for yourself. Instead of saying, why am I suffering? Say, I am healing. I am healing. And if you're not able to believe that, say, I choose to detach myself from suffering. And the only reality I allow myself is healing and nothing else. I'm going to allow myself complete abundance of healing, complete abundance of love, complete abundance of wealth, whatever you want to. Just keep it positive, at least on full moon night and maybe a few days prior, full few days post. If you start to do this continuously as a practice every full moon. Trust me, you will see a change. So coming back to our affirmation into the water, do that. Let it settle for some time. And if you still don't believe what I'm saying, please go and look up work of Masaru Emoto, such an amazing Japanese scientist whose whole work was on water and how water is a very, very powerful emotional element, is a carrier of emotions, and how it gets impacted. So you have your proof there. So do the affirmation into the water. Once you have done the affirmation, let it sit for some time. And this water is then a charged water, or in other words, it's a blessed water. And then very slowly start to drink it. If you feel comfortable, you can keep saying, so be it, so be it, so be it, it is. Keep repeating it. If you don't feel comfortable, just say, I accept this water as a part of my new reality for my cleansing. If you're still not comfortable, slowly and gradually just drink this water and tell your body to accept this water and integrate it. All right. So that's a very simple way of doing your affirmation. That's your manifestation. Every full moon, you can do it. Full moon is also the time for you to reflect upon a lot of things, because water around you is so charged. Water inside you is already in a tight state. Why not use these tidal waves to throw, certain things out, certain aspects of our suffering, our trauma out. So whether you're aware or not, but if you are carrying any kind of trauma, if you're carrying any kind of suffering imprints, any trauma bonds, today is the time for you to reflect and release all these. Because when you reflect and release is when you allow newer energies to come and recharge you. So reflect upon every aspect of your life. If you find a pattern somewhere, today is a good day for you. Full moon time is a good time for you to start disintegrating that pattern. You can choose to believe every word that I'm bringing to you. You can choose not to believe a single word that I'm saying. It's entirely your choice. But there is nothing wrong in trying. It's not like you're losing anything. You will only gain. You will gain a much better you, a much happier you, a much healed you. Water has a lot of power. Full moon energies have a lot of power. I do understand that many people say that there are no scientific evidences. Well, there are scientific evidences if you go looking for those. Some might not be, maybe there have not been enough studies to prove it. Every day, right, we are researching and we are finding new facts. So maybe those facts have still not been found. But let's go with the facts that have been found, which is water does get affected during the full moon. People do get affected. People's behaviors and emotions do get affected. And there are many of you who might not have ever admitted this to anybody, but you're aware. There are many of you who are not even aware that you're getting affected. Maybe it's time for you now to become very conscious about it and say, okay, what's happening? There's nothing wrong in maintaining a journal for yourself and start noting down. If for next 3 months, if for 3 full moon cycles, you can actually map your moods on everyday basis, full moon to new moon to full moon to new moon to full moon to new moon to full moon. That's your 3 cycles. If you can actually map your moods at night, maybe before you're sleeping and morning or throughout the day, how you were, you will see a certain pattern emerging, and that'll give you an idea how you are around full moon and how you are around new moon. Why this is important? Because then you know that maybe certain moods that you experience suddenly, or certain emotions that you experience, are not because of you or because of other person's misdoings, or something wrong, or situation being against you, or you being pushed into a victim space, a suffering space, but it is maybe just to do with shifts in frequency, and you'll be able to manage yourself much better rather than being in a reactive, so-called moody space. You'll be able to move out and be a much more calmer person, and when you understand yourself better, um, it's easier to manage yourself, isn't it? Until you don't understand yourself, you're like, I don't know why I'm feeling this. I don't know why I'm feeling that. But those 90 days of mapping actually will give you a clear idea as to what you are feeling and why you are feeling. So what is okay, you know it, but what you don't know is the why, and that's when we keep blaming our situation, circumstances, others, or we are experts at blaming ourselves. So this way at least we'll learn to love ourselves a little better, because we're not going to be so judgmental. We will learn to be in forgiving space as far as others are concerned, because we'll realize um, maybe it's not their intention to do what they did to you. So I think it really, really helps for us to let go. And that's why they say full moon is important for letting go, because of, these aspects of full moon. But it's not just something that you just sit on full moon and you're like, oh, okay, I have changed my reality. 1, 2, 3, snap, my reality is changed. Doesn't work that way. Understand the pattern. Start this full moon. Take 3 months. There's no rush, right? You spend so many years on this earth. 3 more months spending, time and energy to understand yourself will not harm you. I'm hoping that this update will help you. How energies are going to be is another aspect of the updates. The first bit of update is all about how you can energize yourself, cleanse yourself, and manifest for yourself. The other bit is how energies are going to be and how you can use these energies to your benefit. So energies are going to open up, and I've been talking about it now for over 3 months. Energies are going to open up, but the work is still very internal. But when I say internal, it is also a lot about being in the love space. What is a love space? It is a state of you being in that that mental space of love, where you are ready to give love. And how do you give love? I think you love really, really flows if you're in a state of gratitude. And gratitude is not an action. Gratitude is a feeling. It's a practice of being, right? So if you're in a state of gratitude, love flows, and that's an unconditional love. That's an unattached love. Otherwise, it's an attached love, which is very need based. So maybe it is not love, but I'm not getting there. Unconditional love, which happens because you're in a state of gratitude. And a state of gratitude happens only when you are able to forgive yourself and forgive others. So when you're able to forgive, gratitude happens. When you come into a state of gratitude, love happens. So starting this full moon till December, it is important to stay in this mind space of love. One is, of course, to give love, where you are forgiving others and extending gratitude to others. And whether it's a plant, or it's a tree, or it's a water, or it's an experience, or it's divine, or it's people, and you are then allowing yourself to unconditionally love people. Second aspect, and which is very, very important, is doing the same thing to yourself, which means receiving it. Receiving is very, very important. Being in gratitude of self, forgiving self, being in gratitude of self, and loving self is very, very important, which of course most of us forget. Either we feel we are not worthy of it, or we are too shy, or we are somewhere very judgmental and critical about ourselves, or we are seeking validation of others so much, from others so much, that loving ourselves is not so important for us. So this is going to be a time for a lot of love both ways. Trust me, doing it for others, giving love to others is a much easier process. Once, of course, you learn to be in state of gratitude, you learn to forgive, but loving yourself is going to take a while. And that's where full moon helps. That's where 90 days mapping of your mood, your temperament, and everything helps. With this, I hope you are able to have a new beginning this full moon. Till next time, love and light.